I'm getting some water, so I'll check in a second.
Hopefully I don't have that same fucking issue. I feel bad for there was 8 viewers in there. Feel bad for them.
Yeah, you had one hell of a raid earlier.
Right? That was awesome. Sweet.
Like, how long have you been back at streaming?
For 3 days.
You got like a 20 viewer raid.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pushed me over my 50 users too, or 50 followers. I'm at 55 now. I started at 49 today. So that was pretty sweet.
So you're pretty close to being able to get your affiliate.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't have with the affiliate. You have to have an average of 3. Oh, everybody came back. Hey guys. That's cool. But yeah. Nope, that's a deer. Yeah, you gotta have an average of 3 viewers for like.
Come on, dude.
All right, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
that's yeah. I was talking to my dog. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's one downfall with it, and I wish Twitch didn't do that, but I get it because when you become affiliate, then yeah, there's more rigmarole. And I guess you can't multi-stream with affiliate, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna accept it unless I start getting like crazy subs and followers and whatever. But I don't know why people would want to follow me. This guy's crazy.
That's the issue with me. I always like miss one of the benchmarks.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really cool. I wouldn't knock it at all.
Like, cause like recently I've streamed more, but it's been like programming.
Hmm.
And there's always like one thing I'm missing. Like, I've got the followers. I've got like 70 followers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's either the amount of times I stream or the viewers.
Oh, yeah. I think right now I need 7. What is it? 7 hours over so many days or whatever. 8 hours over 7 days or something. And I'm at 10,
Yeah.
so I've got the hours there. But
Now it comes down to like concurrent viewership.
yep, that's where I get nailed.
Which after today's stream, you might actually hit it.
I don't know. I'll find out after my Cause you get like an email, which, but I don't know. It, it would be really cool if it happened, but I don't know what the true benefit of it is. What does
I
Twitch
guess it
send
comes
you a
down
check every
to
month?
no. I guess it comes down to if people sub to you or not.
Hmm. So you have to be affiliate to get subs.
Yeah, and then that will get you like $3 per sub.
Hmm.
Which, depending on how many subs you have, can make you some money, or it's like a McDouble at McDonald's.
Dude, I love fucking McDouble. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but like, how worth it is it if you're spending like 80 hours a month streaming and you only get one fucking McDouble, right?
People in chat like, please sub because I love McDoubles.
Yeah, but it comes to the point where it's like, okay, McDoubles are great, and even getting an extra one a month is fantastic. But I got hiccups. You start to think about like your hours put into, and like, oh, am I that cheap that like I'm making like 5 cents an hour on Twitch?
Yeah, right.
I guess that's the mindset that comes in.
I know I can never do it full time. That's for sure. Like quit
I
my
mean, I
actual
don't
job and
know.
do
I
it.
mean, I don't feel like you should sell yourself short, man. Gingers are okay now. It's not like 2001 where everyone thought gingers were soulless bastards, dude. Don't sell yourself short. We know you got like a half a soul. Like, come on, man.
I still get a kick out of it. You call me a ginger. I have brown hair. There's a little bit there.
Bitch, you do not have brown hair. Your hair is red as fuck.
I have a red goatee, but I got brown
No,
hair.
no, no, no. No, you got red hair. And if you say you don't, you're in denial. And
Fine, I'm staying in denial.
The ginger shit I'm talking about, even though it's a joke, I take offense for the fact that you're saying that I don't understand what like a ginger is.
No, I know.
Right?
I don't. I know what a ginger is too, but I don't
You're
classify myself as one.
bruh, you having 3 brown hairs does not make you brown headed, okay?
Go.
Okay, so
Close enough.
okay.
Because that's about all the hair I got left.
None. Okay, so let's be real. Okay, so brown hair is actually a shade of red. So everyone who has brown hair is technically a ginger. It's just a darker shade of red because that's the way that colors work and actually pigments work. But you're pasty as fuck, and I know for a fact you love a goddamn potato. So, and even though I have brown hair, I'm like 95% Irish. So I think I can say this kind of shit and maybe be less racist. I don't know. I had my DNA ran. I'm like 95% Scottish. We're good.
I know I got a little bit Irish in me too, but obviously, no. I will straight up admit this part of me is brown hair right here, the sides, but the goatee and the mustache.
Okay, so
That's red.
You do have a little bit of like brown hair in your goatee. Take your hat off, gun, and tell me. Look at yourself in the camera and tell me that's not right.
Well, that's because the light's bouncing off my head. Like if I go over here though.
Okay, you're about to like turn the light off. I'm like, I have black hair, see, and we can't see any of you.
I'll just turn the camera off and be like, see?
It's like,
See?
don't you see? Nah, you're like, okay, you may be brown haired, but you're at like okay, so depending on the lighting, let's just assume that the lighting is really bad for you, right? You're at like the very, very, very lowest like line between a brown haired and a ginger that's possible.
I'll
I
allow
don't
it.
know.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I'll allow it.
It's so funny because this guy at work one day, like, I used to shave my goatee real short, and when it's short, it looks like it's brown, right? It's when it grows out, it starts getting red. And I let it grow out, and I was just like, whatever, I give up, you know. So it was like 3 inches long, and he's like, that is so weird how you have a red goatee and brown hair. And I'm like, yeah. And my brother is the same. He's the same. Actually, he's weirder because he has blonde hair and a red goatee. So it's just something that runs in our family.
So like that's another thing. It's all about location. So up there in the north, right? In the frozen north, hey, yeah, you betcha, hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know it, eh?
Those youpers.
Oh yeah, up there like fuck you, Shorzy. Your mama. Have you ever watched Letterkenny? Shit's the best thing ever.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. Yeah.
That shit is like the best thing to ever come out of Canada. And I love Trailer Park Boys, but Trailer Park, no, Letterkenny is where it's at. So like down here in the south, right? You would be a proper ginger, and it just has to do with the amount of sun you get. Because like no, it's like the more sun you get, the lighter your hair is.
Right. Yeah.
So like
that's true.
I have pretty dark brown hair, like borderline. It's borderline black. It just depends on how often I leave my house in the summer. Down here, if you like left your house for more than 20 minutes a day, you would be like proper ginger.
I'm gonna test this. So we got it.
But no, that's fine.
See?
So like I'm not one of those
Brown.
people who think that gingers are soulless bitches. I feel like you have a soul. It may not be like 100% of a soul, but you've got at least like 80% or 90% of a soul. And I don't see any freckles on you, which means you haven't stolen anybody's soul, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, you cut off your lights, now you got brown hair. Oh, you tricky bitch.
I
You.
still got my above light going. I just shut
No,
off the
you.
yellow light.
What kind of no? What kind of light do you have to where you go from like being that ginger to that fucking brown headed? You sorceress cunt! What the fuck's going on up there?
Well, that's my overhead yellow light, standard room
No,
light.
no! Fuck you! I'm about to donate to you to get a proper light because that's not right. That's not allowed. You can't. No, you can't go from being that ginger to that fucking brown headed from a light switch. That's not okay.
Oh my god! If you see my setup here, you'd be like, okay, that's understandable. I've got just
You got
a
like
regular ceiling light with a fan on it right above me. With it's got
no.
it's
You
like
got
a yellow light bulb in it.
yellow is like medical. What's going on? Like what?
I
Get like else?
I have to have it though. I have to have the yellow light.
No,
My jaundice.
no. Fuck your jaundice. That's not okay. You can't, no, that legitimately just fucked with me a little bit. You can't go from being that ginger to that brown headed. The flick of a switch. That's not fucking now 4,000. What the fuck is Arrow? Twitch has to be special. They can't just give me a fucking 404.
Oh, is it breaking again?
Yeah, it gave me Twitch error 4,000.
Oh, it shows it's still streaming.
It honestly it might be on my end. I'm gonna refresh.
Oh, your mic was cutting out too a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's back. It's back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's working good now.
I need to call my internet provider because they probably owe me about $50 off my bill.
Get that SLA.
It pisses me off. So like the reason why I haven't called. So even though it's Comcast and they're a big company,
Mm-hmm.
part of me also realized that the fact that even though they're a big company, they weren't prepared for COVID, and even now they probably don't have the infrastructure prepared for COVID, and like 90% of people working from home.
There's
Because even though, do what?
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. There's a company I know of that's like that.
Well, it's like it comes down to it's like so Comcast isn't the best company in the world, but ultimately compared to a lot of alternatives, they're better. Like Comcast is better than Charter. No matter how you look at it, Comcast is better.
Right.
But there comes a point where like I mean, you're an IT administrator. You expect a certain amount of network load. And then if instantly that network load is like 100 fold, there's going to be problems, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, but at the same time, I realize the fact that it's like everyone's now working from home, so I got to give them some slack.
Well, where in the
Because I mean, like for how much I pay for internet a month for gigabit, I mean, I get gigabit internet and I pay like $80 a month for it. I can't expect 100% uptime and 100% like no packet loss. It happens. And you also can't expect a company to like based off from their subscribers, it doesn't profitably make sense to have a network developed to the point to where you can expect your subscribers 100% of them to be hitting their 100% bandwidth load all the time.
Oh shit! I
But
just totally ran in the opposite direction. I wonder why I can't find the.
Yeah, I should probably call them and get some money off my bill.
Yeah.
Because
Threaten
Comcast.
them.
Well, no, Comcast. So I used to work for Comcast. I used to work for Xfinity as a tier 2 tech. And I know their policy. Every time you call in and there's any kind of network interruption, you get your day's internet paid for. So every day that I called them and said, hey, my internet's down and I got this proof, they have to give me a credit for that day. It doesn't matter if it's 10 seconds or 5 hours. Their policy is they have to give you credit for the day. So if I wanted to be a fickle bitch, I would have a Raspberry Pi set up that was constantly doing a ping test against like Google servers, because Google's 8.8.8.8 is not going fucking down. And if someone says it's going down, they can suck my dick, because that's not true. They've got like 15,000 servers out there.
It's funny because I have a server pinging Google right now.
No, because you're not stupid. You realize that, like, I mean, it's the truth. Google's not going down. I mean, you might see like a small, like, maybe at most maybe a 2-packet drop where like maybe your local Google DNS provider goes down and it redirects you to a different one. But Google's 8.8.8.8 or 8.8.8.4.4 is not going down.
Jesus Christ, how far does this thing run?
At least 30 feet.
At least.
At least 30 feet.
It's still freaking running.
So I've been thinking about, like, so I've gotten pretty good with programming. I've been thinking about, so the house that me and my fiance want. We want a house that we have our own land. So we're thinking about retirement at this point.
Okay.
What can we do to get to retirement the quickest possible? And by retirement, I don't mean like never working again. I mean like maybe going into a consultancy position. Because I'm a cocky bitch, right? I'm pretty cocky. And I'm not going to lie. I'm super fucking smart. Like, I can learn something in a day and it's fine.
There it is.
So, like, what can I do as far as like jobs? Because she's been super solid. Like, when I went to school, I stopped working because we realized that in the long term this would be better for me to switch. Because I don't know how much you make a year, and you might be like paid uber well, but there's a difference between like an IT admin and a software developer.
I'm paid in Skittles. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, there you diabetes fuck. You know, fuck you, Shanzi. No, but like no, there's a disproportionate level in pay. Like as a software developer, I can get paid more than a surgical doctor who saves people's lives just because I write a JavaScript function that is super clean and gets people to click on a fucking website. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
But that's okay with me as long as I get paid for it, right?
It all depends on where the need is, you know.
Like, exactly. So that's what I love about capitalism, right? So as a software developer, if I make a website that gets a lot of traffic and gets a lot of ad revenue and whatnot else, I can make a lot of money from it.
Let's see. Does it show the stream as 720 now? It should be 720.
Let me check. Let's click on settings. 720p source, you 720p bitch. What is this, 2009, eh?
Yeah.
Get your computer better, eh? Overclock your 8350 with a cryogenics to like 5.2 gigahertz, eh?
Cryogenics. Direct liquid nitrogen into it. Yeah, hopefully that'll stop the drops though. We'll see though.
The thing about like the thing about streaming, right? So if you got to assume that like most people Okay, so a game like this, there's like three mountains in the background, from like Montana. You got 27 trees and like a bunch of shitty grass.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love Hunting Simulator, or whatever the fuck it's called, I can't remember. The Hunter Call of the Wild, right?
Yep.
It's a great game. It's fun. But once you get past that initial like urge of, oh my god, this is so beautiful, you realize how generic it is, right? You got the
Yeah.
same three textures of grass and like four trees in a mountain.
Yeah.
So 720p is fine, especially considering most people are on their phones, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So even if their phone has like a 1440 or a 4K display, it doesn't matter. Your eyes aren't that good, and if they are that good, I mean, what the fuck are you doing looking at your phone? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a person who, so I sit probably about 36 inches from my screens, and 1080p is fine.
It's funny though. Tonight is the highest temperature I've seen my CPU in over 2.
It's probably because I'm in chat and I'm a sexy bitch, yo.
Are you spiking my Vashira? Is that what's going on?
Is
No,
it?
it's
No. 8350. Is it Vashira or is it Bulldozer?
Vashira.
Is it Vashira?
Yep.
Damn. Okay,
Yep.
so what is the 6000 series? Okay. What is it? Because I got like a 4 core over there in my server. Okay. FX.
Go look up the FX 8350 AMD FX 8350. It's Vashira. It's built off the Bulldozer architecture.
Okay, so I'm curious. I'm looking at my 6300.
6300. That might be Bulldozer.
Um. Oh no, bruh. My 6300 is also Vashira.
Is it okay?
Bentley.
Which is
Oh,
good.
so
That's good.
no, no. Let's be honest. Uh, an FX series is like a fucking quarter of an inch better than a fucking Athlon, and so the Bulldozer is like a quarter of an inch better, and the Vashira is maybe 3/4 of an inch better.
Well, the Bashir is a bulldozer essentially, but it fixed the architecture issues that it had.
I know you can't. Yeah, I know you can't see my camera right now because that's not how Twitch works. But I'm air quoting so hard because as much as so I'm like the biggest AMD fanboy. I hate Intel because they're fucking retarded and they're money hungry. Granted, every company should be money hungry. I'm very capitalistic, but they're money hungry to a fault to where they allowed AMD to booty rape them in the past couple of years. Anyways, they're retarded.
Yeah. I don't know.
They Bulldozer Vashira is no different than like A to B. It's like, okay, so maybe you see what, like a 2% better in thermals and maybe like a 3% better in performance based off from BIOS settings. What's the difference? It's the same architecture.
There was you'd have to go look it up, but there was actually a thing that they did between the two. I can't even remember what it was now. Bulldozer
There
had
might be
some
like,
big issue, and I can't remember what it was.
well, yeah. So if I had to guess about Bulldozer, this is just based off from like, and this is not no research. So if anyone is on here right now and they want to quote me, they can suck my dick. Fuck them. No, for real. So Bulldozer may have been like lower instructions per clock and better or worse thermals and power efficiency. But they are essentially the same architecture with a different name. AMD did this a lot back the day before they got good. It's the same thing with like the R7 and the R9. Before RX came out with their newer architecture for graphics cards, they just rebranded a lot of shit.
You should I can't do it right now. I guess I could on my phone, but you should go look at the instruction sets between the two.
So that's what we were talking about earlier. ARM versus x86.
Hmm.
What is the instruction set? Because that did you just put a dip in? Nice. Was she dipped on Skull, Grizzly,
this
or Copenhagen?
this isn't a promotional thing for anything like that. I'm not paid by these guys, but I highly recommend it.
Oh, is that one of those like fake dips where like you feel like you're
Yep.
gonna quit but you're never going
If
to?
you want to quit smoking, by all means, please
No,
buy
no.
that product.
I 100% back those kind of companies because I feel like when it came to like the push back in like probably 4 years ago for people to quit smoking, not not a whole lot of companies looked at like dipping because like in the addiction spectrum, it's very different things.
Right.
Because the nicotine is only a small aspect of it that comes to like the fixation and what you're doing. So like you could so like this is gonna make me sound like a really big cringe lord, but I used to actually okay, so this may make me sound like super cool compared to you and also like super like really fucking like pathetic. I used to have a vaping podcast.
I watched them all the time. I used to vape.
Okay. So I had a vaping podcast that was like bankrolled by a company that made vaping products
Okay.
where I had like 50 to like 200 viewers depending on the day. Where my perspective was coming from someone who dipped to vaping.
Hmm.
And they considered it like when they bankrolled me and they gave me all products and whatnot was the perspective of someone who was a dipper and breaking into the vaping scene. Like what was the drawbacks? What worked for me? What didn't work for me? Because I mean, as obnoxious as like some of the things online are about like vapors, because there is some really obnoxious shit. Like it's like, okay, you're just looking for attention, right? Because ultimately there is some people who they just want attention.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there's a lot of really good health benefits. Okay, air quotes. As much as we can see, there's some good health benefits to it because there's long term studies of smoking that show the detriments of it. We don't have those long term studies with like vaping. We don't know. Um, like we know that there's certain like substances that are more keen to cause popcorn lung, but there might be other shit that just is just bad for you, right? But there was like they bankrolled my shit. Um, yeah, I didn't feel like at the time there was a lot of substances because that's part of the quitting process is something that is useful.
Hmm.
I found myself chewing more gum than I probably should at the time because I feel like part of like quitting dipping is not necessarily the nicotine. It's more about the fixation of having something in your lip.
Yeah. See, for me, like I actually never did dip or chew or anything like that. The only time I did it was when I was hunting because you can't smoke in a tree stand. But um,
I mean, you can if you want to shoot less deer. I mean, don't be a bitch
right.
about it. You can't do it, man, bro. What the
Well,
fuck?
for me, I couldn't do it because I, dude, like I was smoking 2 packs a day. I was chain smoking, like it was bad. So I couldn't do it. So that's why I went to vaping, and I like vaping. The problem with vaping is you get kind of rolled into the culture of
Vaping is
it where you kind of want to keep
yeah,
buying the next best thing.
yeah. That's the thing. Vaping is really expensive when it shouldn't.
Right. And I
Vaping
was
gets to the
spending two
point
hundred
where like
dollars on a mod.
it. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about vaping, and it shouldn't. But when you start looking at like YouTubers and people who are reviewing products, you
Hmm.
start looking at the next best mod, the next best kind of wire to get, the next
Yep.
best cotton, the next best juice,
Right.
and it gets to the point to where it shouldn't be like that. But and don't get me wrong, I get why people push it because it's fun, it's a hobby,
Yep.
and there's also some like really valuable electrical engineering to it. But at the same time, I feel like people and it's for the clicks. People are pushing the wrong shit. Like it shouldn't be about like the next best like fucking RTA or
See,
the next best like fucking RDA.
I used to watch the guy, the indoor smoker. And
So like I watched Rip Trippers a lot.
yeah, well, yeah. So I started watching him towards the end, but the thing with the guy from Indoor Smokers is his original videos were all about cigarettes and getting off of smoking, right? And he promoted that so
Yeah.
much, and it was like, yeah, this is good stuff. I'm gonna try it, and it worked. I got off of smoking, and I was vaping, and the problem is then he transitioned into like buying or getting these mods and reviewing mods and stuff, and it was like, ah, and I would see one, I'd be like, oh, that looks so cool. It's got Wi-Fi built into it, whatever, and just completely useless shit. It just kind of got away from what I needed, and I quit smoking for a year, like entirely. I didn't vape, I didn't smoke nothing.
Wondering.
And
No.
I went to a rock festival around here and started smoking again, and that's when it came back even worse, because then I started smoking a lot because I was so used to, I hadn't had nicotine for so long. But
I
yeah,
mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's that point, right, where like, I feel like the primary push, if you're a legitimate person who feels like vape is better, you have to push cigarettes.
yeah,
You have to push the fact that like most people don't care about the fancy shit.
yep,
They don't care about, and honestly, it's the Chinesium shit, right? We were talking about it earlier with like power supply. There is fake marketing. Like you cannot physically get a 200-watt mod out of two 18650s without it blowing up in your face. It's not possible.
yeah. I got into that spiral of spending all this money on stuff, and
Yeah.
I actually
And
I started making my own coils and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm saving money and making these coils, but in the end, I was spending just as much on cigarettes as I was on just vaping supplies.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
mean,
and then I found these things, these Zyn things, and it's $5 for 15 of them, and I use maybe 3 of them a week. And you buy 5, you get 1 free. It's like, how the hell can you, like?
Yeah, it's like it comes out. It's like one of those things. It's like
Zyn, if you're watching this, I would really appreciate it if you would sponsor me for being. I'd totally sponsor your product for just a little bit of money.
well, it's like there's this thing, right? It's like it makes sense to a point. Like it's like vaping. There comes a point where it becomes a hobby.
Right.
And it's no longer all about just like being healthier. It's like it's fun. And that's fine. Because like there's people who have fun with cigarettes. I mean pipes. In the modern day and age, if you're just addicted to nicotine, what's the point in the pipe?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fancy old bitch. If you're not old, what the fuck you need a pipe for? But there's so much marketing around getting the next best like RDA, getting the next best thing to like lower your resistance between your coil and your battery, or the next best deck to give you more space for your like massive coils. It's
Right.
It's very predatory and it's very addictive. Like when I first started vaping, I started looking at like the different quality and batteries, and I was sitting there and I was like paying like 40-50 bucks for a battery just because it was slightly better for a Sony battery versus like an off-brand. No. Yeah, because I was worried about whether this battery could put out enough amperage without it blowing up in my face to hit my fucking atomizer and hit my fucking deck. Cause like when I first started vaping, I started with like a cigarette, right? So I wanted to quit dipping. So I was like, okay, what could I do that would be better? That would be than dipping. That it's not a big deal. So I spent like $30 on like a Sig-alike,
The fuck?
and yeah, it's not. And then from there, I instantly like after that, I went to like looking at the science of like what could you do with this, right? So after that, I bought like a $120 mod that was just a piece of fucking copper with a button on the bottom. That wasn't even a button; it was just a spring.
Right.
It gets really expensive. Then you start like you're putting your atom on, like your RDAs on it, and then you start looking at like, okay, so what's the best fucking wire to get to make this coil? And I started making my own coils, and I can't even remember what it's called. But like when you could put a coil around, like, yeah, you'll probably be able to tell me immediately. But you would like take and you put like, so when I started making them myself, I would take and I'd have like two like fishing lure ends that spinned on each other, and I'd have two
Okay.
wires between them, and then I would take and I'd spin them, and I would put a wrap around them of like, so like it'd be like 12 gauge coil with like a 22 gauge wrap around them. The fuck is it called?
Right. You're talking about what the hell is it called? Not the alien wrap, but no.
I've done alien wraps. I can't like the generic term for it. Um, God, it's gonna bother me until I figure out what it's called.
Yeah, what the hell? It's some guy's name.
I'm about to look at it. So,
Yeah.
it's not twisted. How to build it? I know what you're talking. Yeah, I know that you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Where you've got the like you got
Yep.
like the center core, and you've got like the wire up around it really tightly.
Yeah. It's been so long since I looked at any of that shit anymore. Because I didn't do anything that fancy. I just did regular single coils, and I did that for like 2 weeks. That was it. And then I just started buying them because I figured, fuck, it's easier just to buy one. And then you can get the ones that are wrapped like that. You just cut the ends off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Here,
then the vaping stores around here too. They also push like all the all the new mods and stuff, which is really hard when you have that kind of peer pressure and stuff. And their
yeah,
e-juice is
because
fucking expensive.
yeah, and a lot of this e-juice, like, I gotta plug up my headphones. Let's be honest. A lot of vape shops are bitching about like the FDA oversight, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna be real with you. FDA oversight should be a thing. When you're looking at shit you're going to ingest into your body.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the or the flavor restriction. I think that's stupid. And that's how people got off of smoking, was having fucking strawberry flavored vape or whatever.
Well, I feel like there was kind of like a double-edged sword because I feel like vaping solved two problems at the same time. The one thing about vaping that it solved was obesity. Then another thing was nicotine.
Yeah.
And sometimes those things overlapped and they coincided. Where like, if you're a fat bitch, which I'm a bit of a fat bitch myself, it's fine. If you're a fat bitch and you're a dude and you're like you got man tits, it's not the end of the world. There is some female out there that wants to fuck you. It's okay. Don't cry about it. But the biggest urge is like sweets, right?
Yep.
And the thing about your skin and your fat, is fat is a organ, and when it starts to shrink, it will fight you, and that's where you get your urges from, your cravings. Is because your fat's like, no, I shouldn't be shrinking. Why am I dying? And it's a natural thing. So the vaping with like some of the dessert flavors and whatnot, it really was helpful for that. But I don't think that I honestly truly believe that in the long term there will be like long-term side effects that come from vaping that will be found out. Kind of like cigarettes, like if you think back in like the 70s, the 80s, there was no bad that could be had from a cigarette. They
Right.
didn't because they didn't have the long-term studies. They didn't know what the bad was from it. And that's outside of like the buttery flavors, like that will cause popcorn lung. There's other shit that will be found out, like everything. I mean, basically,
I did agree with them getting rid of the cartoony advertising on the boxes and stuff. 'Cause
no, no,
that was
yeah.
bad.
And then there was a lot of advertising that was. You could make the case that like it wasn't about kids, but at the same time, it's like no,
Kids
kids
see
could
it and they're gonna
easily
want
see
it.
this. Like, oh no, this looks fun.
Right.
And a lot of the groups I've seen on vaping and a lot of the like companies are like, no, we're not advertising to kids. If you don't want that, we don't want kids vaping. But then you get things like Juul. And Juul is a company that is very successful, very money orientated. And I feel like you hit a point in a company where you hit that point where it's like there's no return, you don't care. It's all about profit, profit, profit. And you don't even care.
Yeah, I tried Juuls and they're fucking garbage.
But okay, so looking at Juul, if you're just a smoker, Juul versus smoking, never dealing with an RDA or an RTA is.
No, I just thought their stuff tastes like junk. Even
There was this one company back when I had that vaping like vlog or podcast, whatever you want to call it. I told them in advance that I hated tobacco like flavors. I didn't like tobacco. I don't like the flavor of tobacco. I think it's gross.
Yep.
Like as far as me dipping, I like the flavor of wintergreen, and
Yep.
that's
Same
about
here.
it. I don't like the flavor of tobacco. It's not good. It tastes like I feel like if like I was to eat my mama's asshole might taste better. Um, but they were a company that their primary flavors were tobacco flavored, and they sent me like 30 flavors to like review on a stream, and I got an email after the stream talking about why was I so mean to them because I
Hmm.
said every flavor tasted like shit, and they're like, "Why are we so mean about our flavors?" I responded like, "Bruh, I told you before you sent me these flavors I don't like tobacco flavors.
Right.
How are you retarded like this? Like you're sending me flavors that you said you think I might like. You send me every flavor is tobacco flavored, and I hate tobacco flavored. Why would you do that to yourself?"
Oh yeah. I don't like the tobacco ones either.
There's been like two tobacco flavors that I've liked, but they're very subtle tobacco flavors, right?
I I don't think I could handle any of them honestly. I didn't even like smoking my reds or anything. I always smoked menthols.
There's some tobacco flavors that are subtle enough with their tobacco flavor to where you don't. I guess it's kind of like when you're eating a meal. The other flavors make center stage, and the side effects are kind of like the aftermath.
Hmm.
Is the kind of thing of certain like tobacco, tobaccos. flavors of vape, and it was like, you're sending me a bunch of shit that is tobacco forward when you know that, like, I'm not the audience for this. I don't like this kind of shit. If I want to vape something and enjoy it, I want it to taste like a fucking Cinnabon because I'm a fat bitch. Why does it taste like my grandpa's fucking pipe smoke? Fuck you. I mean, in my review of them, I was fair. I started the stream and the videos with stating that I'm not a fan of tobacco flavors. These are the flavors that like I generally like, and these are the flavors that I hate. So like I wasn't unfair to them. Like people, if anyone ever watched outside of the viewers that were there to begin with, they knew that like there was going to be a bias, right?
Right. Yep. At least you're. At
But
least you have that disclaimer.
I mean, I was honest about it because I feel like there needs to be that honesty about anything. Like
Darn, what's
if
that?
you, like if you're reviewing technology and
Hey,
you are
Fallen,
a
thanks for the follow.
what? Oh, someone followed. You've gotten a lot of follows tonight, man. Kudos to you.
Yeah,
Fucking fantastic.
doing something right.
I don't know. I'm just glad you're back, like still alive. Like that was exciting. Like I saw, so like I was in another person's stream and I saw you pop up online. And I was like, oh my god, this bitch is still alive. He didn't die of COVID or his wife didn't kill him. What the fuck is this ginger up to? That was exciting.
See if I actually hit that deer. That looked like a nice one too.
What would you think about? So you do IT. You know a thing or two about computers.
A little bit.
You know like one or two things. That's fine. Um, what would you think about a game that was all about IT, but that was fun?
um, I miss it. I missed it. Well, there are some simulators out there, but
What is it? Fucking Pearson? Fuck them. No, I mean like a game that's like just like fun. Like not a game to like deep dive into shit, but like show you concepts. Like you're a game where you're a system administrator.
oh man.
So like there's a big chunk of it that's basically just like a lot of the same old formula where it's like more servers equals more CPU power, more better, more money. But there's sections of it where it's like really kind of like makes you think about what architecture, what product to use, those kind of things.
Could go either way, honestly. For me, it'd be like working again. Like, it's like, oh my god, I just did this for 8 hours. I
Okay.
don't know if I want to do it
Okay.
again.
So what would make you feel like you weren't working if you're playing the game?
Um,
And I know that you're like a fucking hoser who just wants to fucking shoot beer and like fucking cheer for the Packers and drink beer. Fuck that shit. No, like if you were to, what would make you feel like you weren't working but it would still be a fun game?
uh, I don't even know. I like just anything that's casual, nothing that's time based. Like, because
So
after
you don't
you,
want, so even with like something you're familiar with, you don't want to feel like forced into like making
right,
very
like an
fucking.
IT based game, like in the real world, you have outages where you have to scramble, right? Like it's a
You
time
don't
crunch to get stuff going.
you don't want to feel you don't so you don't want the urges of feeling like to like quickly make decisions and force it.
Right. But
So
that's where the PC simulator game comes in. Is that game, it's not perfect, but it is fairly accurate. and it doesn't seem like it's time based. Like you're not under a crunch to get something done in it. So
You talking like the PC building simulator?
yeah, yep. I think I
Okay.
played it for like 15
So
minutes, but
so you feel like the difference is time crunch.
mhm.
So if I created a game where you're a system administrator and you start off like to begin with and you start like obviously there's like baby steps to like learn the skills, right? You're not going to go from like hitting the start of the game button to being like a full-on Cisco admin.
Well, where's the fun in
Mm.
it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the difference between fun and work
Right, yeah.
is the time crunch.
No, that's definitely an aspect in the game that would need to be there. There's just like with any IT job, there's a learning curve. Like you don't just fall right into it. Hey Dark, thanks for the follow. How you doing tonight?
Because that's something I've been looking at and thinking about doing once I start learning the program is what would be a fun game to make me a lot of money to retire so I
Mm.
could sell it because I'm very fucking capitalistic. I want to make money. Fuck you guys. I want to make a lot of money to retire. Um, but also could like promote the fields in general.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. Just relaxing.
Yeah, like so like I'm capitalistic, but I'm not like I have a soul. I don't want to like exploit cancer patients, but I do want to exploit gamers because fuck gamers.
Right.
They'll spend money on something. Um, so what could be created that would be fun, but also educational, even if like it doesn't present itself as educational.
Uh, I don't know. If you just made a game that was just based on the basics and maybe expanded on it later, I think that would be a good stepping stone.
So how? Okay, so because you got experience, so I think this is really valuable for you. Because like I know theory, but I don't know actually working with like 5 servers or 100 servers or how many servers you have under your disposal. You genius, you. Um, but like, how deep does it need to get before it begets? So I mean, even with like your work, right? There comes a point between that it's fun and then it's just like over convoluted. How deep into like the like TCP/IP network protocols, subnet masking, all those like buzzwords that you might see on Facebook
I would
to
stick
describe.
I would stick to layers 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so I don't remember them, but I remember the layers. This is
Switching
right.
routing and
This is right before I started to go to coding instead of like network admin. I remember I remember learning the layers of it where like it goes from like the very basic like actual like zeros and ones to like this level of the network stack to this level of the network stack. Okay, so level 3 is the highest I should go before I start making people want to kill themselves. Okay.
yep.
Um okay, so next question. If I had some people in California wanting to VC fund this, would you be interested in joining the project?
Okay.
Hey, yeah, we got
I
a
do something
network
like that.
admin on our side, boys. What's up?
No way that's gonna
No,
run away. No, you son of
I
a bitch, die. Sorry.
no, I just think it'd be a fun project to do, even if like I didn't get the millions I needed to move to Montana and buy like a square mile of land and like retire forever.
Be time consuming.
Well, not necessarily.
Where did I
So that was the goal of the question of how convoluted it needed to be or how deep it needed to be because when do we pass the threshold of being a video game or just being a fucking network simulator that people buy on Steam?
Right? Yeah, that is the question.
Because that's when it goes from a $20 product to a $150 product because people want to learn shit.
Yeah.
Like if we have an amazing network simulator that works like the CompTIA shit. Because let's be honest, unless we have a lot of money or people backing up, Cisco is never going to give us permission to use their code in their protocols for a network simulator. But the CompTIA shit is kind of more open standard, right?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that is more generalized.
So we could make a CompTIA game that is more about CompTIA shit and not have to pay anyone.
Yeah, it's just don't put CompTIA on the title.
Well, yeah, we're not trying to actually teach people, even though we're trying to teach people. It's kind of like this game, right? I mean, Hunter Simulator or the Hunter Call of the Wild. It teaches you that sometimes headshots are great, but you probably shouldn't go for a headshot. And that's pretty realistic.
Well, I killed something.
Well, you just gotta find that body now, don't you? You beta fucking male tracker. Find, find that
gone.
blood, bitch.
It's gone.
Where'd it go? You gotta get that deer jerky, bro. Or your family's gonna starve. Find it, yeah.
I give up.
Oh, your family's gonna starve now, bro.
I killed a bunch of other stuff earlier.
Well, did you get the jerky from that shit, eh?
Yep.
Because if you don't got jerky and like fucking 2 pieces of bread, your family's gonna starve, you know?
Jerky and 2 pieces of bread.
That makes a sandwich, you know?
It's a sick, disgusting sandwich.
Okay, depending on the quality
Didn't
of
I
the
shoot it right
jerky-
here? I swear to God, I shot it right here.
Yeah, then it walked up to the like
Yeah, it
upper
went up
left.
this way.
Yeah, it was like a fucking, what was it, like a Roosevelt moose? I don't know. It walked away up towards those mountains on the like top fucking left.
In the liver?
I'm gonna say,
Oh, nice.
did you find it?
No. Dark. Dark, are you playing this game too?
Oh, there's chat. Either, okay, let's be real. Either like Dark is playing this game or Dark is a real fucking gangster and is just chilling in his tree center right now. Like, fuck this roe deer. I'm gonna be on Twitch and watch fuckers play this game and kill a roe deer in person. And if that's the case, bro, you a G. You so gangster.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being such a good hunter that like you're just chilling in your tree stand with like your fucking 30-6 or whatever on Twitch? Like, yeah, bro, I just killed like a 30-point buck. Fuck this song. This buck's legit, but I'm gonna check out Twitch.
Yeah, I have not done that yet, but I've checked emails. That's about it.
I mean, I guess it also depends on like the quality of your connection, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Like if you're in the middle of the woods, you're getting those 4G bars, eh?
Yeah.
Get on there and want some Letterkenny, you know, or some trailer park boars, or
Dude, in my stand, I get 1 bar of LTE if I'm lucky.
I'm just gonna be real though, bro. You got 1 bar of LTE.
Yeah,
that's better than 3G, you know.
Well, then it's weird. It goes LTE to 1x. So
okay, so where's your 3G at, bud?
Right.
You got to get those lawmakers to get you that 3G, you know. You can't be out there. You can't be out there in the middle of the woods. You're not. You gotta have that internet, you know, eh?
Well, Dark, hopefully you're having better luck than I am right now. I did find a random buck that I shot earlier laying on the ground in front of me.
Oh, I
Kinda
mean,
cool.
he's being soft on himself. He got a buck earlier that was a heart and a lung shot. It was a great shot.
No, it was, well, yeah, that one was, but the random one that I just picked up a little bit ago, that I actually shot it in the neck. I don't know how I didn't get it earlier, but it, like, you could see the path of the bullet like severed the spine. There's no way that deer would walk.
Yeah, I mean, this game is kind of retarded in what it considers to be like a kill shot, like an instant drop versus not.
Run away from that. Fuck. Well, where'd it go? I think I need to restart the game. I'm not seeing any tracks. There's no way. Right? Why are there no tracks from that moose? Ran right through here.
Okay, so you know a thing or two about the actual deer, right? 'Cause you've killed one. Dean, come on. Come on, buddy. Let's go on here. So, if you shot a deer in the shoulders and like shattered like both of their shoulder blades and like shocked their spine, would you consider them to drop? Like in real life, would you like expect them to drop instantly because of like
If you shot it in the
one?
spine?
No, not necessarily the spine, but say above it. You shattered both of their shoulder blades and like the shock in that area.
Depends on your caliber, but I don't think you'd get
Okay,
it.
you've got a 30-06, which is a pretty standard hunting caliber, right?
Yeah, yep. Well, I'm gonna
So,
restart this game real quick. Hold on.
okay, but let's say you shot a deer and it went through like their primary shoulder blade, which the one you're aiming at, and it really impacted or severed or went through the second one. Would you consider the deer to like be shocked enough to where they just drop?
No, I don't think it would.
I think they
I
just
think it would
run from it.
scare it so much it would just keep running. But there's sometimes where if you shoot a deer, it'll like almost have like a heart attack because of the scare of the gun
So,
going off, like kill it.
so when you go for a deer shot, do you go for a double lung?
I typically I'll go for either. I'll go for a double lung or a heart.
Okay, so as a responsible ginger adult with 90% of a soul, which depending on what fucking light you have on your own, we found out earlier, determines on whether or not you're. That's fucked up, by the way. Determines whether you're a ginger or a brown-headed. Fucked my day. Yeah. So like,
Yeah,
would
Dark, I've
you?
had some that were like that too. I don't know. They're
Would
unstoppable.
you? Would you only take a shot if it could be like a double lung or a lung heart?
Yes.
Okay.
I only pull that trigger if I feel I'm gonna get a guaranteed kill. If I
Well, that's
can't
really
if I can't see the entire deer, if I'm not sure, if there's any doubt in my mind at all about the shot, I pass on it.
that's real responsible of you, and I respect that, eh?
Righty.
Oh yeah, you betcha. You know.
Well, it's cool. I just lost 2 moose. Mooses?
I'm not gonna lie. I blinked for a second. You went from the start menu to the end of your fucking tree stand. What the fuck? You're a solid state drive. You working overtime, bruh.
Yeah, it's not really. It's only a regular solid. It's not like an NVMe or anything.
All I'm saying is that you got one of those good ones, bruh. Do you
Wow.
got that like really fancy A data, or do you got one of them Samsungs that like 850 evos, bro?
Yep. That's what I have.
Oh, Oh, you fancy bitch! You got a Samsung? Oh my
Yep.
god!
Terabyte Evo.
A terabyte?
Yep.
Twitch chat. He's living it up.
That was on the ground. All right. I'm gonna step away for a minute. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Shit, I just pissed like a fucking racehorse.
All right, I am back. All right, lost like 18 deer. Oh, there's tracks. Let's do this. I'm gonna get it. Let's see. Did that turn purple? Death, you still there or no?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear you now. Not purple yet.
I'll be here for at least the next 5 minutes before I go to bed.
Okay. Yep. I grabbed another can of soda, so I'm gonna be here for a while too.
Mm. I've been chilling for the better part of the evening with a bottle of whiskey. That is a 100 proof, so
Ah. Dark, what rifle are you using right now? Oh, the starter gun, yeah. The one I'm using is this guy right here. The 270 Huntsman with the polymer bullets. Um, that's just a backup. I don't, whatever that gun is. But yeah, 270 is the way to go, man. It's targeted at a lot of animals in this game. Shows it right there on the picture.
I thought the 7 mil was the way to go.
7 mil. I don't. Maybe.
I thought so. Like I haven't played this game in a while, but I thought the 7 mil was the way to kill everything in one shot.
We can find out. Seven. Does it not tell you what it kills anymore?
Ah, shit, I don't know, man. I ain't played this game in like 4 months.
Got the Yacht 6s. But I think that's for a bigger game. I've got a 6.5 mil. That thing's like a fucking sniper rifle. Oh, it's a European gun, that's why. I don't know. I go with the 270 because the bullets are cheaper. But I mean, if you really want to spend a bunch of money on your ammo and stuff, you can go with something better. I didn't even look at the 7 mil, but 650 bucks for a box of bullets for that 6.5 is kind of crazy.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now.
Well, I know that like the 7 mil is like it's supposed to be one of those guns because like the guns I saw. So this is back when I was playing some months ago. There were single shot guns. I don't know if there's anyone in DLC where it's like multi shot now, where you have to like completely reload. So it's like one shot, one kill.
Hmm. I don't know. I guess I'd have to buy it and try it and see. I don't know if that's still a thing anymore.
So it comes down to like if you're getting a 1500 whatever the fucking currency in this game is called kill each shot, and you get 10 shots for however many, it's still worth it, right?
Right. Dark, you'll have to catch me another time. We'll do the multiplayer thing. I just don't have anything set up for it right now.
But I'm gonna hop off and get some sleep.
Cool. All right.
I will catch you next time around. You can message me on Discord or whatnot. And I'm glad to see you're still alive. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And you have a good one.
Sounds good, man. You have a good night. Oh, I'm gonna kill that coyote if it pops out too. Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting night on the stream here. Uh, Earlier, they dropped in a 20-person raid. That kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't expect that. But it's pretty cool though. Come on. Pop out somewhere in these woods right here. Is anybody in chat excited about Cyberpunk? It's weird. My pressure also went away after I restarted the game. Hey Dark, did you just pick this game up then? Or have you had it for a while? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, they did a pretty good job on it for being realistic. Uh, Another guy that I know that is also a streamer, Chris was telling me that they've got a new map coming out here. I guess in 3 days they're dropping the video of the map, so be a neat little DLC. But there's just tons of DLC for this game. hell did the deer go? Here. Well, I heard a noise and it sounded like there was a deer floating around here somewhere. Yeah, you'll like it when you get to the Mr. Black quest line. That quest is so freaking annoying. The rest of them are pretty good though. You have to like crawl up to a bear and take a picture of it. Go check and see if that bear is. Oh, let's see here. Probably end up scaring the damn thing. There. Oh yeah, let's fucking whistle at it. I've been stuck on this quest for like months now. This is like the second part of it too. First one is not as bad, but this one's god awful. I'm gonna get there eventually. And I'll get the stand and he won't be there. God damn it. Is that even him? Yep. Ah, I spooked him. God damn it. Oh, gosh darn it. Alright. I need to move that stand a lot closer. And then crawl all the way to the stand. Put it right here. Back here. Far away. Well, I'd like to see something here. Wonder how hard it'd be to call that elk in. I don't even know. I think I'm gonna move this stand and that tent a little bit closer. Hopefully a freaking tree don't fall on it. Here. See if they come waltzing in. There's a bunch of stuff moving back there. Oh shoot. Looks like my stream disconnected.